This video is sponsored by the Ryan Rambles channel members and my supporters on Patreon. So today we're talking about the music of my life, the songs that have literally shaped me. So we're talking about songs that my parents were listening to before I was born, songs that fit with the era, so just so you understand the timeline of my life. And I guess so I can understand too, and just see like my life big picture, because I just turned 26, and 26 was the age of my parents when they had me. So it's very trippy. I know like it's different today, right? Compared to 1997, people's timelines are a lot different. People are getting married and having kids much later compared to my parents, but it's still trippy to think like, oh, when my mom were my age, they were about to have a kid. That's like insane to me. By the way, if you want to actually hear the songs that we're talking about in this episode, check out the podcast on Spotify. So we can actually, I'm gonna embed the songs. So as I'm talking about them, or after slash before I talk about them, you'll get to hear them. So yeah, let's flash back. I was born in the middle of 1997, but I was conceived in 1996, like late 1996, over in Iloilo. At the time, my dad was in his third year playing for Pure Foods.
I mean, when I applied for the draft, I just wanted to see if a team will draft me.
Okay.
Yeah, luckily, Pure Foods drafted me.
Mm-mm.
Back then, si Coach Todd Reyes was the coach of Pure Foods, and he was my coach in
In Ateneo,
college. So,
right?
yeah, so he was the one who drafted me. And yun, from there, I was really taking it, one contract at a time. I signed a 1 year contract my first year.
Mm-hmm.
I did well. I got extended for 2 years, extended for another year. I played 4 years for Pure
Pure
Foods.
Foods. And my mom was visiting family in Silay. My mom grew up in Negros Occidental, Silay City to be exact. And yeah, she was there, and my dad had a game in Iloilo, so she went to visit him. And then, long story short, that's how I came to be. There's even a joke that my mom wanted to name me Milo because I made in Iloilo. So yeah, maybe that's why I have a strong connection to Negros and West Visayas in general. Nga aga Ilonggo ko. So yeah, let's start with the music that my mom was obsessed with while pregnant with me, or even before that. So my mom was and is, to this day, a huge Will Smith fan, to the point that later in life, when my sister was born, we used to joke to her that I was only her half brother because Will Smith was my real dad. I mean, I'm a lot darker than my siblings, so I guess it made sense to her. But until she was 8, she believed that we were half siblings and my dad was actually Will Smith. So let's go with Will Smith. This first track is called Boom Boom Shake the Room. Probably what was happening back in Iloilo in 1996. I don't want to imagine that, but let's get to the song. All right, next song we're gonna keep it in the Will Smith realm. Actually, he was still known as the Fresh Prince, so it's a track by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. This one is called Summertime. It's a bop to this day. I still listen to the song all the time, especially when it's sunny out or we're at the pool at the beach. This is a staple Will Smith song. And then fast forward a few months. The year is 1997. While I was in my mother's womb, something really cool, really awesome was happening in my dad's career. A man by the name of Ron Jacobs, one of the greatest coaches in Philippine history, was shopping for a point guard.
Coach Ron kasi, he was not eyeing me. He was looking at a different player because he was tasked to coach San Miguel after Coach Norman Black. So they were looking for a point guard to build their team around. And one was Dindo Pumaren. While looking at Dindo, they realized that for them to get Dindo, kailangan may kapalit na ibang players. Nakita nila may isang player na
Yung backup ni Dindo.
backup ni Dindo na hindi naman nag-turn first, was doing a pretty decent job quarterbacking, and then They saw na tuwing nasa bench daw, very active, cheering his teammates. So ako yung nauunang lumalabas ng ng bench.
Mga high
So
five ganun.
they realized na kung di natin makuha si Dindo, why not get this guy? Nga ako. And it was easier to get me kasi all they needed to give up was a second round pick. So, doon nila ako nakuha. And then from there, that started, yun yung turning point ng career ko when I played for San Miguel. So, I was given really the opportunity and nakita ni Coach Ron yung potential ko as a player na that I didn't know I had. Diba? So, yun yung turning point ng career ko when I played for San Miguel.
So I think it's pretty obvious by now that hard work was a key aspect of my dad's career. Actually, the Mr. Quality Minutes Award, the award for the hardest working person in the league, my dad was the first person to actually receive that award. So I think it goes to show just how important hard work is in his journey. And from an early age, I felt like I had to make a name for myself. And as I started to discover my talents and I started to pursue music and hosting, and as I started to actually get good at those things, I realized that the reason I'm good at what I do is because of a trait I inherited from my dad. And I actually got to talk a little bit about this inherited trait on Tita Jing Castañeda's Facebook show.
Ano ba, Ryan, ang pinaka hindi mo makakalimutan na tinuro sa'yo ni daddy mo?
I guess yun talaga, yung value of hard work. Kasi I think one of the things he always told me, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. Right?
Max, ganda naman nun.
Oh, yeah.
Original ba yun, Coach Olsen?
Hindi yata.
Parang
Pero
ganun
ganda
din
nun.
yun.
Ganda nun. Ngayon pala yung narinig. Anong bagay yung pinaka ina-admire mo kay daddy mo?
I guess yun, yung hard work talaga, kasi yung story naman ni dad, hindi siya yung parang phenom, na parang Kiefer Avena na grade school pa lang, high school, siya na yung best player. His story is more, diba, na siya yung most improved player. He really worked hard to get to where he got. And for me, I think I was the same, na hindi naman ako yung pinaka talentado na person sa room, but I was willing to do the work and keep getting better, keep improving. So I think yun pinaka-important na nakuha ko. And this San Miguel team that started off with Coach Ron and then my dad started to build. A year later, Tito Daniel Defonso became part of the team. And as this team was building, our family started to build as well. My brother was born, so I became a manong. Yeah, I just had a playmate. I had someone to grow up with, basically. And I think Will Smith actually released a song also that year called Just the Two of Us, sampling Bill Withers and Grover Washington. So yeah, I guess that became a cool song for me and my brother. But I also think about the song as my song with my mom. You know, Will Smith sings it to his son. I associate it, I guess, with my mom. And whenever I play Friday Madness on the radio, I play the song for her. Just the two of us, figuring stuff out sometimes. So the next few years, I don't really remember because I was 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I remember the feeling that the songs gave me. I'm talking mostly about boy band stuff. And let's start with my first ever karaoke song. And I vividly remember getting 100 on the karaoke machine. Probably because I just sang really loudly. And that's really all you need to get 100 at the karaoke. Just sing like this. Oh. If you could tell, the song is Uptown Girl. But the version by Westlife, not Billy Joel. So these songs were the songs that my mom used to put me to sleep. Boy band ballads that would make my eyes close and make me stop crying. And of course, I have to shout out the first of many, many, many NSYNC songs. This one was written by Richard Marx, and it is probably the greatest vocal performance I've ever heard from anyone. This proves that JC Chazé is, and will forever be one of the greatest singers alive. The song is called This I Promise You. We'll see as the playlist grows that NSYNC is a group that has been with me since the start of my life, and through key points in my adventure, and even today, I am still a huge NSYNC fan. Wow, they still got it, man. 5 voices singing together, the best sound in the world, man. Holy shit. Wow. 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 Beermen! Okay, finally! Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you want to see more content like this, you can check out The Music of My Life, out now on Spotify. Part 1 is from 1997 until 2011, and then Part 2 is from 2012-ish to the pandemic, but flip-flopping some throwback hits in there somewhere. Again, thank you so much to my channel members and my Patreon supporters, but especially to the Mother Lily members, Ashley Martelino and Ma'am Gay Ace Domingo. You guys rock. You're so awesome. And if you want to support me, you can do so. Click that join button, or you can join on Patreon. Whichever works for you is fine with me, but there's so much more I can do on Patreon. I have a weekly podcast there, behind the scenes pictures and videos, and there's even a script that I just wrote. Can't really do that on YouTube, so if you want to get more from me, Patreon's the best place. But again, whichever works for you is perfectly fine. But until next time, peace, and I love y'all.
Hoy mga Pinoy, ito na ang medisina. Nagbabagong apoy, linagyan ng gasolina. Kaya't tinatanong pa ba kung kanino at sino ang tiyak na puntahan sa kulturang Pilipino? Ako na ang sagot, ang dakilang gamot.